help support our coverage using Blueberry, the community that gives creators the ability to make money, get detailed audience measurements, and host their audio and video. Get 30 days to try out the service using promo code Blueberry004. That's BLUBRRY004.
Well, we have our next guest here. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing? Nice to meet you as well. Go ahead and introduce yourself for me.
Okay, so my name is Maya Barbotin, and I am working at Sparklin, a French company in the e-mobility sector.
Okay, and what do you guys do?
We are providing an end-to-end platform to make daily life charging easier and smarter, which goes with a product, which is a socket that is connected to a management platform for the owners and then an application for the users.
Okay. Explain.
Yeah. So
there was a lot there.
Let's take an example
pretty
that
quick.
let's take an example that is easy. Most of the people live in condominium.
Okay.
And some of them are getting electrical vehicles.
Okay.
And they need to charge it.
Sure.
And maybe there's a charging station 5 minutes away, but do you really want to go there, wait for 20 minutes, when you could just go back home, plug your car on your outlet, and then just leave it there for the night and you come back the day after it's charged?
Right.
That would be perfect.
Sure.
But then there is an issue. Is it John or Mario that used the outlet?
Okay.
Who has been consuming the electricity and how much? This is
what
we do, and
it's
this
not
is
like
what we
it's in your private garage.
Yeah.
It's in a semi-public space.
Exactly.
So how do you deal with that? I understand. That makes sense.
Well, we offer condominiums companies to install the outlets, and then they get a whole management page for them to add users and then follow the usage of the plugs, and maybe set up a billing system with which they decide the price they bill the people, etc.
Okay. So using this system, say Adam and I both live in the same complex.
Yeah.
We both have the same electric car. Today, we use these. Tomorrow, I don't use it. And Friday, only Adam uses it. How does it know? How do we authenticate, for lack of a better word?
It is done thanks to your mobile phone. We have an application which is available on both Android and iOS. With the phone, we know who used the plug, and we can tell if it's you or Adam using it. So if someday Adam is coming to your plug and not his, to just try to maybe steal a bit of electricity from you, we're going to know it was him and not you, and he's the one that's going to get the bill in the end.
Okay. See, Adam can be sneaky, so sometimes this can happen. Okay, so from the phone, do we go into the app and say, I'm going to use this one, and that's what turns it on?
Exactly.
Okay.
So the socket beforehand is checking if the owner of the socket allowed you to use it.
Okay.
So that we also prevent from electricity thief. Then the charging station starts, and we identify the user, and then we just measure the electricity consumption.
Okay, so this charger is mine.
Yeah.
And this one is Adam's.
Yeah.
I can say if he's coming to visit, he's allowed to use it.
Exactly.
But if I haven't said that, there's no authenticating. It will not turn on.
Exactly.
Got it.
Perfect.
Okay. So it's not that I can go just grab whichever one and it'll track me. They are determined for a user base.
Exactly.
Okay. And then that user can then give access to others, but it's at their discretion.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it gives you the power as maybe just an individual to start your own little charging station and offer services. So some companies do that. They would implement outlets on their parking spots to offer charging services to their employees.
Sure.
So that they can come and slowly charge during their day of work.
Okay, that's an interesting idea. So in that case, would the company be the owner, and that the employees would then be authorized users of those plugs?
Exactly.
Okay. So in the condo or apartment concept, the condo or apartment is the owner and can say these users are allowed to use. And maybe these users are only allowed to use the ones at this building, and these users are... Okay,
exactly.
I get it.
And so the company has furthermore options. They could have a fleet composed of electric vehicles, and they give it to the employees so that they can go to their meetings, then meet clients, etc.
Okay.
And then they're going to bring the car back home. Because, I mean, if you finish late, you do not want to go back to the office to retrieve the car, so you take it back and you charge it at home. And we might like our jobs, but do we like it to the point we are giving them our electricity?
Right.
Not so much. So with
I
the
mean, we
application,
all kind of working at home at this point, so a little bit, but not that much.
I mean, as a sales, I do drive quite a lot, so...
There's a difference between giving the electricity of a laptop during the day and a car at night. Those are not the same thing.
Those are not the same thing, and thanks to us, you do not have to do that anymore, because you can go on your app and then download the reports to get easily reimbursed by your company.
Okay, so would I then, as an individual, need to own that at my house? Okay.
It could be you owning it, or the company even saying, we're providing a part of it, we're like maybe making a little financial envelope to help you, etc., etc.
Gotcha. So I know that some electric vehicle charging installs are semi-permanent. They take up space. They can damage walls. You know, it's going to live here now. This is. What's the installation on this look like?
The installation is really easy. I forgot my product, but I could send you a picture. You can always come. It's that size. It's an outlet, basically, with one more bit, because it's the connected part of it. And you just mount it on a wall, like a regular outlet. You link it to your electrical network in the house or anyway. And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
And if you want to remove it, you just have to remove a few screws. You remove it, and then you can replace it with something else. But usually it does not happen. People tend to keep it.
Sure. But if I'm moving to another place and it's mine, I'm probably taking it with me.
Yeah.
But I mean, we all remember some of the early charging infrastructures that were massive, and they left holes in walls and concrete and things like that.
And you just have to add concrete on top of it on the floor. That's so inconvenient. So you just mount it on the wall. It's just a few screws to put or to remove. It's really easy.
Very nice. What's the price point on this?
The price of this would be $100. We want this to be affordable for everyone to access a way to drive that is more sustainable and more adapted to the daily life reality. You can't just fast charge everywhere. Like the electrical network won't make it's going to be too complicated for the electrical network, too demanding. And once again, like as an individual, why would you do fast charging at home? Like this is just a massive infrastructure to deploy just for the electrical part of it. Yeah,
for sure. Having that on-site kind of charging totally makes sense. And it's available now?
It is available in France, and we will very soon be available in the United States.
Fantastic. For people who want to follow this and know when you launch in the United States, how can they get that kind of information?
You can get this kind of information on our website, which is sparklin.io, and on LinkedIn as well.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming and talking to me today.
Well, thank you for you two having me here and for this very first experience as well.
Oh.
Which was very interesting.
Well, hopefully it was a pleasant one for you.
Yeah,
excellent.
A very pleasant one indeed.
Good.
Thank you.
Have a good rest of the show.
Yeah, you too.
The Tech Podcast Network CES 2024 coverage is executive produced by Michelle Mendez. Technical directors are Kurt Corliss and Adam Barker. Associate producers are Nancy Ertz, Clinton Millsap, Sergio Velasquez, and Terry Willingham. Voiceover by Aaron Hurst. Our hosts are Marlo Anderson, Don Bain, Todd Cochran, Scott Ertz, and Christopher Jordan. Studio and equipment are provided by PLUGHITZ Productions. This has been a Tech Podcast Network broadcast, copyright 2024.